Alright, in this video I'm just going to show you to use some basic tools in Photoshop on how to use it for drawing your characters. So I'm just going to use a face, for example here, to trace over. So when we draw in Photoshop, we don't just draw on the first layer we drew, like so. We need to use layers. So every time you want to add a new element, you need to draw it on a layer. So I'm just going to do a simple outline on the character. So just get the simple shape in. We just need to create a grey colour in a colour palette, and make sure our brush is a hard rounded brush. So it stays simple. Just draw around. You could just do a simple rough sketch around the character, but make sure your opacity on here is 100, not at 30, like so. But you can always press Ctrl Z. So it's just very simple. Draw around the character's head. If you feel it's getting a bit awkward to draw around angle, just press R to rotate the image. This will not affect your save file at the end. It just lets you draw around a bit more easier. If you're using like a tablet, just simply draw around the head would do. And there we go. Rearrange it. I like to add new layers each time I add sometimes a new element. It just makes it easier to go back on if you made a big mistake. So I'll just do this for the eyes and from the nose to the eyes to get where the position of the eyes are going to be, the relation of the ear. And then we draw one down the middle, like so, to get the relation where the nose is to the on the face and where the mouth is. This is a very simple outline drawing. Whoops. So if you make any big mistakes, we just press E and we can get the rubber tool or the eraser. And also on this, make sure it's hard rounded as well, so you're not going to get any weird fuzzy lines. If you've got both layers selected like this, you can just drop in the new folder by clicking the new folder icon, or just dropping your layers into the folder. This makes it easier just to organize your layers. So you would have to go over this again in a black, so a black color to define more shape. So if you want to add color, I would add first a new layer underneath the group and just pick what colors I want to use. If you want to be accurate, you can use a swab. Press I to get the swab tool. It's called the eye swab or the eyedropper tool, sorry. And you can just go over and pick a color you like. So we'll pick this soft skin color, and we'll be creating a color palette. So we've got colors to go back onto in that. So we just pick a simple skin color there, and eyedrop. So we've got his suit color there, and I drop this white here. There might be a hint, it looks white, but there'll probably be a hint of blue. Go over, hit this, and then we've got his hair. It's more of a, yeah, we go, a bit of a brownish colour. You've got these four colours to work with. But first, if we want to do using these four colours, we want to create another layer, and we'll just call it base colour. Colour like so. Always make sure we do colour layers, we do underneath any line work we've done. So we just pick this for the colour, and we just paint in the area like so. You can draw the hair detail of hair in that later, I'll just show you a very simple way around doing things. So we'll just paint over for base colour. And if, say, you want to go for a lighter colour over certain parts of its head, we'll just go back to that colour palette and just have it selected there, dab there, and we create another layer. We just call it like a light layer. Light. And then we could just go over the area where we think the light's going to be hitting roughly. And we can change the mode of the layer. So we've got these different types of mode. We want to have it as a screen. So it gives it a bit more a natural light effect. And we can change the opacity as well of that layer independently. So it's not too overpowering in that. And if we want to do, say, a darker skin colour, the parts of the skin where it's going to be darker, we just go over there, select the colour, go back to your colour, pick a layer, or swap colour, what it's called, and we just, you can always go down a little bit with that colour, make sure they're quite darker or lighter, so you got more of a selection to pick. So you got these colours for later as well, so you're not guessing and mixing up too many different colours for the character. And we create a new layer. We'll just call that dark. I'll show you here, and we'll just go over like an area here for the sample, and we want to change this to a multiply, and you would need to drop down the opacity on it so it gives you that sort of shadowy or darkened colour, and that's how you use Photoshop for certain things. It's quite easy, won't be too hard, and also you can use characters to famous people characters to trace over. So if you want to get more detail, you would have to add another layer. And you say you're going for the final way, the final production of the line work. You would have to work in black and go over like certain details, like his ear, for his outline. But you have to do it in swoops, which can take a bit of time to get right. Like here. Or you can use the grey line to get that to go trace over again. So you can also hold down shift to get more of a straighter line, but will be a bit more obvious. And a bit more janky to it on some of the edge lines you do. It's very simple to do. It can take a while, but just gives you a basic understanding how to use Photoshop for drawing. And that, so let's do the video now.